Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more Football Manager 2023 and another part of the Journeyman with Leeds United. Today we are back with the start of Season 9 after yesterday's transfer special. Thank you for all of the support on the series so far. We're going to be playing our first two matches in this Premier League season against Crystal Palace and Manchester City. So two tricky games, especially because Crystal Palace is away. Man City at home, you would give us a chance at the very least to win that. But yeah, it is going to be tough today. I think we're going to find out a lot about how we're going to do this season from these two matches. Luckily, the expectations are only to finish top half of the table. So anywhere higher than 10th and you know, we should keep our job. If we're competitive in the Cups as well, that's going to do a lot to help our cause. Just a quick recap on the transfers from yesterday. We will start off with the outs. Quite a few people went out of the club, starting with Tyler Adams. He went to Leicester City for, what was it, 19.75 million. He's 31 years old now and he wanted to leave, so it seemed to make sense to cash in on him while we could. Andrea Carboni, I don't remember getting rid of this guy, but he did go for 30.5 million at some point. Maybe he went just before we took over. Not entirely sure on that one. We also got rid of Josh Clark, our backup goalkeeper. He went to Copenhagen for 875k. We also got rid of Nkili. I think he was somebody that was out on loan. 9.5 million. Sampdoria took their deal up on that. There was no way that we could keep him. Roca, Christensen and Tabata all went out on free transfers. Sinistera went to Hoffenheim for 24 million. Guindo went to Wolfsburg, 24.5 million. Christian Pulisic went to Benfica, 22 million. They were all arranged before the end of the season. Soren Tonnesson went to Nice, 4.7 million. He's a 22-year-old Danish midfielder. Did have a little bit of potential, but I think cash in on him while we could because he wasn't going to have much game time. The one that I'm gutted about, Sergio Gomez, our star left back, has gone to Inter Milan. £58 million he has gone to them for. Already worth between 117 and 168 million pounds. Mainly because of that contract of his, 3-year contract on £175,000 per week. But massive profit on him. Of course, you know, he came in from Brighton a few years ago. And actually, if you look at his stats, not necessarily the most impressive left-back stats. You look at his attributes and you want to cry. But £58 million for a 29-year-old, I don't think we could have turned that down as a club in our position. And the final one, this was another one I was gutted about. Cristiano, our 23-year-old Brazilian anchorman, he has gone to Chelsea for £38 million, a massive profit on him. And again, because of some of our signings, he's not going to necessarily get the first team football that he would crave. And he wanted to leave. Soon as Chelsea came in, he wanted to make that move. On the incomings, though, we have made quite a few signings. First of which was Cesare Casadei. A familiar face from our Fulham days, best player that we had there. He's 27 years old now. He's come in for an initial £27 million. It could rise in the future depending on performance stuff. But he had a terrific season in the Championship last year and played well in those last few matches while we were with Fulham in the Premier League. He's a leading Premier League player and he's going to be great in a defensive midfield role at this club. We then signed Danny Namaso from Anderlecht for an initial fee of £40 million. He's a 29-year-old Cameroonian attacking midfielder, and the main attraction for him was goals. Look how many goals he has scored over the last few years for Anderlecht. He joined them from Porto, did a decent job with Porto back in the day. But yeah, just a ridiculous number of goals. If he can add that element of his game from previous years into our team, then that's going to be awesome. We also signed a new goalkeeper, Andrea Vujovic, who is a 19-year-old Italian goalkeeper. He's come in from a Croatian club for just 4.8 million. He does have a 4.5-star potential. He'll be a good backup this year, in my opinion. Next one that we signed was Emerson Royal as a backup right back. He's going to come in for 7.5 million from Inter Milan. Into this year's signings, Andrea Lunin is coming in from Real Madrid. 31-year-old Ukrainian goalkeeper, looks very good, and managed to get him for 8.25 million. I'll come back to Peter Murray in a bit. We got a couple of free transfers. Manu Kone from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's going to be the Cristiano replacement, essentially. Hugo Ekitika comes in from, was it Reims? Yes, and again, lots of goals scored. Can play up front, can also play on the right wing as well. Then loan signing in Edgar Navarro from Real Madrid. Looks a very, very handy player. Can play on the left, can play on the right as well whenever he has played for Real Madrid or their Castilla side. He seems to have done a good job, so happy to have him on board. Then the Sergio Gomez replacement, Brandon Soppy, he has come in. 28-year-old French fullback, can play on either side of defence, and very, very good player over the last few years in Ligue 1. Did play for Everton in the Premier League before that to a very decent and solid level. Next one that we brought in was from Manchester City. This was with a compulsory purchase of 23 million. Francisco Jorge, who is 22-year-old, comes from Portugal. It's actually his birthday in a couple of days, and he will be joining us for an amount of money in the summer next year. Some very, very good attributes, and he is only 22 years old, still has the potential to improve. When he came in for Man City last season, only made one start, but scored 4 goals and performed okay. Did all right for Augsburg in Germany a couple of years ago, so I'm excited by that signing. And most recently, we have brought in Gerano Misijan, a 22-year-old Dutch left-back who has bags of potential, 3-star ability, 4-star potential. Again, some very good attributes in there. Has been playing well for AZ Alkmaar over the last few years. But the big one, the big signing, record-breaking signing, is a 23-year-old Irish striker, Peter Murray. He's come in from Middlesbrough for £55 million. It's a lot of money, but Chelsea were also competing for him. We needed to step up our game, really. We wanted a star striker who can score a lot of goals, and he's certainly done that over the last 4 seasons in the Premier League at ridiculous ages. You know, he's only 23. At the age of 19, he was scoring 14 in 37, then 16 in 38. Had an off-season a couple of years ago, but was back on form last season with 16 in 33. Seems to have good fitness, good stamina. This guy's going to be a real star, I think, under us. 17 finishing, 16 first touch, 16 composure, 17 anticipation, 17 off the ball, 16 pace. That's just unbelievable, and he's only going to get better over the next few years, so I'm really, really excited to see what he has got to offer. The media are predicting us to finish in 9th position in the Premier League. You know, we'll have to see how things go, but I am expecting us to maybe make a slow start to the season and then build into it as we go on through the year. There shouldn't be huge expectation on us this season, and the board are pretty pleased overall, so they are pretty disappointed about signing players under 23, which is a bit odd considering a lot of the players have been 23 or under, and they will be playing in the first team squad. Now, what has happened since sort of pre-season started, lots and lots of injuries. We've of course got 2 suspensions as well. Emilio Lara and Arda Tieta both suspended for the first couple of matches of the season, but Casadei is going to be out for a couple of weeks, Soppy's going to be out for a month, and Aquino is going to be out for pretty much a month as well. So we're having to start the season with not the best centre-back pairing that you can muster. It is going to be quite tricky, but we're going to be going for the vertical tiki-taka tactic this season, or at least at the start of the year. I've also got a counter-attacking and control possession variant in there, potentially against the likes of Man City, for instance. We'll go for a counter-attacking strategy rather than the vertical tiki-taka. I'm going to try and get into that this season of maybe having a home and away tactic. Lots of you guys have suggested that, maybe that's going to be the thing that takes our team to the next level. But we're still going with this 4-2-3-1 with the two defensive midfielders. And this is your team for today to face Crystal Palace. Andre Lunin will start and goal with Thiago Santos, youth product Stephen Gavin. He does have 3-star potential. Best of a bad bunch, really. Performed well for the reserve team last season. Has done well so far in some of the pre-season matches, so we'll give him his first Premier League start today. It's a big ask. He's along Ramadani, our defensive midfielder. He can play in defence, so that's where he's going. And Mizogen makes his debut at left back. Archie Gray and Manu Kone are our defensive midfielders, with Nauf, Aronson and Namaso starting behind Peter Murray up top. So quite a few debuts today. As I say, I think it's going to be tough against a Crystal Palace side who are definitely going to be more settled than us. They're going to have more cohesion, you would imagine. But who knows? Who knows what will happen? Stephen Gavin is going to be the number 25. Why not? But one thing we've really struggled with over the summer is the fact that we don't have many homegrown players, i.e. any from England that have been trained in England. So that is massive for the club. That's going to be the transition over the next couple of years, is trying to offload some of the deadwood foreign players, of which we've got a lot of great foreign players, but as they get older, the likes of Jack Harrison and so on, move them out of the club and then bring in some English talent. But I'm trying to develop from within as well. Archie Gray is a Leeds youth product, as is Stephen Gavin, for instance. So, yeah, let's get ourselves into this then. It's going to be a massively tough match, but we will give it our all. And let's have a little look at this Crystal Palace side. So, Ezzy is still there. Joel Linton is playing for them. Davinson Sanchez is there. So they have got some older players. Oscar Bob, we were trying to sign him a couple of years ago for Fulham. But, yeah, so he's a good player. Yeah, let's add that opposition instruction in there, just because Oluzi seems to be a good player. Right, let's go. I want to be impressed today, so let's see how we get on. Gonna pump our fists and tell everybody that we've got a bit of faith in them. Goals win matches. Happy with the preparation. We have to show that we're adaptable. Okay, here we go then. Crystal Palace, who are playing a 4-3-3. Where is Ulysses? There he is, on that right-hand side. Players are 4-2-3-1. And it is going to be tricky in this first match to really put on a show for our supporters. But we're going to try. We're going to give it our all. So let's kick off here. Skip that. And here we go then. Season 9 begins right here, right now. Let's pop that onto league table so that we get an idea of where we might go up to. But looking forward to seeing some of our new signings, see if they can make an instant impact. That would be awesome. Here's Thiago Santos with the throw. Gets it to Nauf. Now here's Gavin. He boots it forward towards Murray. Doesn't manage it. Gavin there with the header. That's a good start for him. Confident start. Nauf gets it forward. Namaso's there on the left-hand side. Cuts inside. Oh, just over the bar. It looked like it was going to just dip under the bar there. But it remains 0-0. But we looked good there. And Stephen Gavin, I think, unlucky to be on a 6.3. I think that's very harsh. He had a couple of key headers there in that opening exchange. And there you go, he's now bumped up to a 6.6. But Crystal Palace definitely looking the more likely to score here in that first half. I'd like to see some of the stats. We're only on 44% possession, so I think we need to be doing a little bit better. Right. I don't think talking about the fans is really going to... We're not going to win if we don't shoot. I think that's a fair reflection. We're going to go into the counter-attacking formation now. And just switch a couple of these roles about. I think that's everything all right. We don't want a ball playing centre-back. Certainly don't want that. Right, that's cool. Okay, go into the counter-attacking for the second half because we're not seeing much of the ball. So if we're not seeing much of the ball, let's hit them on the counter. And fingers crossed that is a tactical masterstroke. We shall see. Right, 60 minutes played. I think it might be time to bring on a couple of players here. Emerson Royale is going to come on for Thiago Santos. Mizogin's not having a great game, so we're going to actually bring on our youth product, Andrew Lyons, for him. Peter Murray, what a disappointing debut from him. But let's not panic just yet. We'll put Jack Harrison on the right-hand side. And we'll leave it at that for now. We might bring Jorge on and potentially Vitinha in the next 10 minutes if those three changes don't do anything. So here we go. Finally a highlight. Zoom that forward a bit. Here's Mancini. Ooh, decent tackle from Namaso, but back to Mancini it goes. Carter Vickers now. Here's Querfeld. Gets it forward to Ulissi, and that's in. I think it might be offside, though. It looked very, very close, and he's got an interesting name, hasn't he? Let's have a look at this. Goal disallowed. Yep, that's what I was expecting, to be honest. Let's have a little look at this. There's the header, and yeah, he was a yard offside. Right. Okay. Right then. Peter Murray's going to come off. We're going to put on Vitinha, and we're going to put Jorge on that left-hand side there. And we'll see how we get on in this final 10 minutes of this match. Oh, sorry, 15 minutes of this match. Come on, boys. We don't want a 0-0 to open the season. That's the worst possible result. Well, not the worst possible, but, we want to see some goals today. Emerson Royal. And now here's Harrison to Corney. This is what we can do. We can hit them on the attack. Here's Aronson. Gets it forward to Vitinha. Great save by Dragovski there, but that should have been 1-0, really. Right. Here comes the corner. It's going to be Jorge. That goes for it. Whips it in. It's away by Sanchez. Now here's Cornet to Gavin. Gets it to Jorge again. Oh, it's a heavy touch and he's offside anyway. Disappointing. 3 minutes of added time. And I don't think there's going to be a winner. 0-0 in the first match of the season. I suppose it could have been a lot worse with the defence that we've got, but we didn't really do anything going forward. We will say it's just one of those days. Try and keep that morale high this season. And, well, let's have a little look at that in a minute. We've got Man City next, then Chelsea after that. So it is going to be a tough start of the season. You look at that, when then Burnley away, they've just come up, I think, or they survived last season. Then West Brom at home. There's some tricky matches in this first stint. So there's the scouting meeting. We don't really need to worry about that unless we can sign English players or players under the age of 20, essentially, if we want to play them, because registration rules are really screwing us over at the moment. But what did I want to look at? I wanted to look at something or other. I can't remember now. Well, if I remember, I'll show you. Okay, here's an exciting one then. Marcos Moyano will be joining us from. Where's he from? Which club is it? Racing Club de Avellaneda. He is a defensive midfielder, central midfielder, attacking midfielder. He can play anywhere down the middle. He is a wonder kid, though, which is awesome to know. 3-star ability, 3.5-star potential. I think I'm very excited about this one. He could be a world-class signing, and for £6 million, that ain't bad, and certainly somebody that can fit straight into the club. May well be playing against Manchester City. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, a couple of changes for today. First one being that we're going with a counter-attacking formation. Andre Lunin will start in goal. Santos, Gavin, Ramadani and Mizogen will continue in defence. Moyano makes his debut with defensive midfield alongside Manu Kone. And Gibbs White comes in to replace Brendan Aronson. Everything else remains the same. So let's get into the match. Here we go. One thing of note is that Jorge cannot play this match because Man City are his parent club, so we can't play him against Man City this season in the 2 matches or in any cup matches that we play against Man City. So let's see. Everybody expects us to lose, so go and prove them wrong. I think that's what we want to go for today. Now, when we played Man City back in the day with the tiki-taka, we did actually, get a fair few or fair share of the possession, if you like. So, we could have maybe played tiki-taka, but I'm quite happy letting them have the ball today. Haaland, of course, up top, he's going to be the one that we're keeping an eye on. They're playing 4-3-3. They won their first match, but if we can try and keep it tight, we were the only team to draw along with Crystal Palace last time in the first round of fixtures. So, I'm quite happy to build on that and hopefully get a positive result today. And maybe we can start to see the best of Murray. But Murray has taken a knock in those first 10 minutes. That's not what we want to see, really. I think Vitinha might be coming on at half-time. We'll see how Murray plays. Might be impacted by that knock. But definitely disappointing. His start to the season, £55 million worth of player. You want him to show why you're giving him that much money. But what a boring first half so far. Although we do have a highlight right at the end here. Here's Moyano on the ball. Gets it back to Gavin now. Heavy touch, but boots it forward towards Murray. Can't quite get there. Here's Pilbeam now to Asprilla. That's forward towards Haaland. Erling Haaland now on the ball. What's he going to do with it? Gets it to Gavi with the shot. Hits the bar. That was nearly Man City turning on the style. But we will settle for it. Half-time, limiting them to 3 shots. That's not bad. Right. Again, no pressure on us today. Let's go. Keep playing with that freedom that we've had. Everybody's relaxed and motivated, which is great. I think Peter Murray is going to come off for Vitinha. We're going to bring Namaso off for Jack Harrison as well, just because he's starting to look tired. Manu Kone looking tired as well. So we might at some point bring Ramadani forward and pop Andrew Lyons in defence, but that's a very risky centre-back pairing. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Ramadani not having the best of games anyway. We might have to change our system anyway at some point. Right, 60 minutes gone. I think Kone has had his run. He's played okay today, not brilliantly. But we will do that and bring him on into defence. That's fine. What else can we do? So we've brought Vitinha on. Nauf is looking quite tired and he's looking nervous. So let's put Ekatika on for his debut. We have got Edgar Navarro as well that we could bring on at some point. We could move Harrison more central. But for now, we will settle for that. I'm quite happy with that. So here we go then. 20 minutes to go. That's a ball forward. Here's Andrew Lyons on the wrong side of defence. Gavin Ramadani loses it, and, well, that's not great, is it? And now the ball goes through, and Espria just wide. Well, imagine if it's 2-0 today. I think we'll certainly take it with our defensive problems at the moment, our injury crisis. I didn't actually check if any of the suspended players were back. That would have probably been a good idea, wouldn't it? I actually want to check now. I made an absolute boo-boo here. No, Tiata's out. Lara could have played, but he is unregistered at the moment, so... fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to play him anyway. I suppose we... Could we have unregistered Jorge and then re-registered Lara just for this match? But that seems risky on player morale. Right, we've got one more change to make. Who is going to come on and make the difference? Do we give the chance to Navarro? I think we do. Gibbs White's played okay, but not brilliantly. We'll put Jack Harrison there. Navarro can come on. Just checking he's not actually better on that side. No, I don't think so. Whoops. Nope, that's fine by me. Right. Let's go for it then. Here we go. 10 minutes to go. What can we do here? Can we grab a late winner? It doesn't look like it. 2-0 to start the season, but to be fair, very solid. We look defensively very, very sound. You know, Manchester City, probably the best attack in the league, and we've managed to limit them very, very low to a low number of shots. You know, I think it was about 10 in the end. But yeah, 2 points out of a possible 6. Better than no points out of a possible 6. Yeah, we'll definitely settle for that, I think. That's a decent a decent result for us. We have made an offer for this guy called Alvaro. He's a 20-year-old Spanish striker, and another striker to potentially bring into the squad. And he is a bit of a wonder kid as well. 3-star ability, 4-star potential. But look at some of these attributes. 16 pace, 16 off the ball. 16 agility, 16, 16, 16. This guy's going to be a beast, I think, and once again can play on the right wing as well, which gives us that little bit of depth and won't need registering at least this season. You know, we'll leave it to me, future me, to solve next season if we need to do that. But a couple of 0-0s to start off the season. Not brilliant, but not unbelievably bad. We haven't conceded, but we haven't scored as well. And we're comfortably in 11th place at the moment. If we keep drawing matches till the end of the season, though, that's when your problems will come in. But a good performance nonetheless. We've got Chelsea up next. That's going to be a tricky match. And I think we will come back for the West Brom game, which will bookend deadline day. So we'll do West Brom and West Ham in the next episode. So if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more Football Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.